is the Songbird Nature. This is part 3. All right. So as you can see, the butter is melted. It's clarified. Okay. You don't want it to be like hot or anything like that, or bubbling or anything. Okay. In this pot, I have 4 potatoes. All right. I'm going to boil them to make fresh mashed potatoes. All right. There's the chicken. I took the string off of it, and you can see it's kind of broken apart because I took the string off, but it doesn't matter. I took the back off of the chicken, the back out, because I don't want to eat the back. I don't want my stuffing mixed in with the back, and I took some stuff out of there. It's disgusting to me. And then right here, all I had was this noodle soup. Okay, it's chicken seasoning that I'm putting into, so I put it in a little strainer here so I could get the seasoning out of the soup mix for my bread. Okay, you see, and you can save those noodles if you'd like. Okay, throw them out, whatever, you can save them. It's better to save than to throw away the food. Alright, so as you can see, all that seasoning coming off of this strainer. And there it is, it's chicken flavor. I like Lipton chicken flavor. It's delicious. It's full of celery and all kinds of good stuff that you see them cutting up for stuffing. This is my first time using the Lipton soup mix. Usually I use some other stuff. I mean, as far as for this project, for this cooking. Alright, so you want to mix all that together. Make sure it's thoroughly mixed. Real good. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to pour that clarified butter in here, a little at a time. Make sure you get it on all the pieces as much as possible. Alright, put this butter here. And then I'm going to put it back in this pan and try to spread it even as I can. I'm going to put it back in the pan. I'm going to put it in the oven. And you're not going to let it get hard. You're just going to let it get a little bit toasted, brown. You don't want this white bread to turn brown with this butter and this sage and the chicken seasoning, okay? So this is for you guys, since I know that all guys are watching. And young girls that are just starting out to cook. Whatever, whoever wants to cook. Maybe it could be a lady that had a career all her life and she never had to cook for herself. And maybe you're retired now and you can't afford to eat out, or you just want to learn how to cook now for your mate. Whatever it is. Because you never had time because you were too busy working on your life. Extra hours, not just regular hours, but extra hours of overtime, like some people are workaholics with their career. You know, and most females, and then when they're a certain age or whatever, retirement, maybe they just never had a chance to do it. So here we go. This is better than the box, of course. All right, so you can see it's mixed in real good. Now I'm going to put it in this pan, which it should be a little bigger, but I'm just going to put a little at a time to toast them, because if you put too much in, it'll sweat and it won't do what you need it to do. So I'm just going to put a small amount at a time. You know, I should have a bigger pan. If you have a cookie sheet or something like that, that would be better. I don't have a cookie sheet at this time. Okay, so I'm just going to spread them out, let them have a little room. All right, so they won't sweat. I just want them to toast a little bit. Okay, just toasting this little bread. All right, and that's and then when we get all this done, I'll be back. All right, so I'm back, and these are toasted. You make your own croutons. You see, they're lightly toasted. They're not dark brown. They're not burned. They're not real hard. They're kind of soft. Okay, they're kind of soft. See, they bend. See, you can taste it. This one is harder and soft on one. See, it doesn't matter. You got to add liquid too. But you can actually make it without toasting the bread. My grandma used to, my mom's mom, I watched her. She would just cut the bread up and season it and put it in there. But I like to toast it, butter it and toast it, and season it. That's just my thing. And actually, when you add water, it won't be as mushy. You know, my grandma's stuffing was the best. I tell you, she made the best. Now I could just suck that down, but it's mushy, but it was delicious. But I have a hard time just using the straight bread because it turns into something else, not like grandma did it. It turned into some kind of gooey, like glue or something. I don't like that. So I toast mine. So I'm going to add this cornmeal at the top right there. The cat keeps the bread from completely just being mush stuffing. So add a little cornbread mix, not cornbread mix, regular cornmeal. This is regular cornmeal. Okay, regular cornmeal. All right. I'm just going to add a little bit of that on here because, as I said, it will make it less mushy and it'll be soft like dressing, but it won't be. This separates. The little cornmeals kind of separate the bread, keep it from turning into some kind of glue that tastes good. Okay. All right. And that's how we're going to stir that around, put it together, and I'll be back. So here we are. So I added about 2 cups of water to the croutons. That was half a loaf of bread, like about 14 slices of bread, okay? You don't have to use that much. It depends on how much you use. But I added the water because simply I used, again, the Lipton soup seasoning. We strained it. We took the noodles out and used just the seasoning. Okay, chicken flavor. All right, on top you see some chive. Let's chive. Okay, you can see that the legs are open wide. Stuffing between the legs, inside the bird. The legs are actually, I took the string off because this came with a string. They baked it with a string, tied the legs together. I untied them, took the back of the chicken out because I don't want the stuffing to taste like the back. When I want to scrape down and get the last of the stuffing, I don't want the back. That's just me personally. So that's why the legs are spread open like that, because they're actually broken off. All right. So in this way, the homemade stuffing, you get all the flavor it needs, the rest of the flavor it needs from that bird. As you can see, I put all that water, but it's the bread and the cornmeal is soaking it up, and the chicken also. Okay, so I'm going to cover this up and put it in the oven on 350 degrees. As you can see, I covered up the breast with foil. Okay, the rest is open. I covered up the breast with foil because, once again, this chicken was already cooked. And I don't want the meat to be hard or dry while the stuffing is cooking. So just cover up. Unless you have a metal top or something, you can just put it on top of there. All right. So just keep that covered right there and keep it protected from the heat. And at the same time, it might be kind of hard to get it in there, but all right. And at the same time, it won't get dried up. We want it dry. I don't want no dried up chicken breast. All right, I gotta fix this right here. Put my phone down.